So this Swiss gear bag is a pretty nice bag, but I had to replace the wheels. Here you can see the wheel that I've already replaced and why I had to replace it. The other wheel is in good shape, but let's replace it anyway for symmetry and so you can see how it's done. The tools you'll need are a hacksaw blade, a hacksaw with a handle, a crowbar, and a screwdriver. I'm using a powered Phillips screwdriver, but any Phillips screwdriver will do. Also, I'm going to use this oscillating tool, but it is not required to do this job. To start, you'll need to cut the axle off the wheel. I'll begin with my small hacksaw blade and try and cut that axle. You might use the piece of a hacksaw blade to get a better stroke on the axle. Just know that as you're cutting, you want to cut the small axle, not this big metal part. So you want to get on the edge of that big metal flange and cut the axle. Now I'll show you how to cut that axle with an oscillating tool. First, you'll have to open up the inside of the bag and get some plastic pieces and coverings out of the way. Underneath this covering, you'll find a plastic piece covering the wheel area and held in by 4 small Phillips head screws. I'll bring over my container for the screws and my screwdriver and get to work. Dope! Take note of how these straps are fed through the plastic covering. Then pull them out of the plastic covering, set them aside, pull the plastic covering back so you can reveal the wheel. You won't be able to see it while I'm cutting, but what I'm going to cut is that little bent flange sticking out from the big silver washer. I'm trying to point it out in these pictures so you can see the part I'm going to cut. I'm actually just going to shave that off with the oscillating tool. That went pretty quick. Now I'll retrieve that big washer to reuse, and we'll turn the case over and pull off the old wheel. It might require the crowbar to force it out. Here you can see the black axle I was suggesting you cut if you're using a hacksaw. Now let's clean up the interior before we install a new wheel. Get out our new wheel and the parts that go with it. You'll have a couple of hex keys or Allen wrenches, a couple of screws that go in the end of the axle, and then your kit might come with a couple of axles like this kit, so you'll have to determine which one fits best. For mine, it's this long one. I'll also use the small washers that came with the wheel and the big washer that I saved when I took apart the wheel. Return to the inside of the bag, pull back the plastic cover, and insert the axle. Hold the axle in place from inside the bag while you slip on the large washer and the new wheel on the outside of the bag. Then get one of the screws started on the outside axle, being sure that it doesn't cross thread. Once it spins in most of the way, take one of the Allen wrenches and get it placed on the inside axle while you stick the other Allen wrench on the outside of the axle to tighten the screw. And that's it. Your wheel is replaced. Looks like we didn't need the other small washers and screws and axle. We finish up by putting the plastic wheel cover back in place, threading the straps through the right slots, and putting the screws back into the cover to hold it in place. This is the wheel kit I bought from eBay that specifically fit the Swiss Wenger bag. The size is the most important part.